Welcome to another episode of Comedy Wham Presents. With me, your host Valerie, and sometime kitty co-hosts Miss Purrington and Mookie are back at home. We're recording from the Fallout Theater podcast studio. Thank you, Fallout. ComedyWham.com is your place to go for features about all Austin comedy. In addition to podcasts, Comedy Wham brings you articles, album reviews, show reviews, our advice column, our listing of festivals from across the country and the world, our FPIA contest page, and my articles for the Austin Chronicle and the BarbedWire.com about the Austin and Texas comedy scenes. Our most popular feature is our events page for live comedy shows in Austin, Houston, and DFW, where 100% of the entries you see come from comics and producers. Click the Submit a Show button from the top of the homepage or events page to fill out the survey to get your show listed. It's free and easy. Tag us on your Instagram stories and we'll share your show promo to our followers. We also offer paid promo pushes on Instagram. And if you're interested in getting your show reviewed, hit us up on Instagram. And we've been kind of getting into a lot of show reviews recently. And if you'd like to get a little write-up, just hit us up on Instagram. Okay, speaking of events, come check out our new passion project called Improv Vintage. It's a vintage-inspired improv. And we've got shows happening in November, December, and beyond. So check us out. Follow us on Improv Vintage. Want to support these resources that we provide? You can donate to Comedy Wham on PayPal, Venmo, or even Patreon. Click the Support CW icon on our homepage to see the ways that you can help us. Our podcast was launched, can you believe this, in 2016, to bring you funny people and their stories. As a fan, I like to delve into a comic's background and motivations, and will usually take a detour along the way. Consider the interview a way for you to get to know the folks that make the Austin comedy scene one of the best in the country. If you like this podcast, please rate and review us. Today, we are talking to somebody who got her start with Impronauts in England, and it is going to be my number one goal to get her to speak without her American accent. She's been in a German TV series. She's performed in theater productions. She's taught improv, and if you've seen her, she's fearless on stage. And yet, if you do enough Google searching, you'll find a quote where she says she's afraid of doing stand-up. You can see her every single week at Fallout Theater at Fuck This Week on Monday nights and Garage Improv on Thursday nights. She also this year debuted Billy the Doll in Come See Saw at Edinburgh Fringe Festival. And I can't wait to hear how that experience went. And now Comedy Wham presents our guest, Alex Walker.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Valerie. I'm so
welcome.
happy to be here. I feel like I'm on NPR.
I try to channel my Terry Gross as much as I can.
Oh my gosh. You killed it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's almost 10 years of doing this podcast.
That's wild. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
2016.
Yeah.
Pre-Panini.
Free Panini?
Yeah. I feel like so many podcasts were born out of the pandemic, but
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. So, Alex, I always start my podcast with my first question,
Yes.
which is one word to describe your past.
Oh.
And yes, you may curse.
Fun, okay. Delightful, maybe delightful. I don't know. Oh, I've never thought about that before.
Delightful.
Yeah. Educational experience, maybe learning,
Well, it's gotta be
insightful.
one
Yeah.
word. Yeah.
I know, but one word, I'll say delightful.
I think you should
Yeah.
stick with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good capture of at least what I see when you're on stage.
Yeah.
It's like I'm always looking, the times I've seen you, I'm always like looking for you because I know you're going to bring the absurd
Yes.
to a scene.
I do love absurdity.
Yes.
Yeah, that is probably my favorite thing about comedy is, and especially in improv, is exploring the absurd and the specificity. Like, I love grounded scenes as well, although I hardly ever do them. But yeah, being absurd is my favorite thing.
Yeah. Okay, so I found this old interview
Really?
for Impronauts or something in Cambridge, and I didn't bring the link, but
because I don't remember doing that.
Oh wait,
Impronauts.
is this the other Alex Walker?
There's a lot of Alex Walkers in the world.
But I thought there were enough details that I'm like,
Maybe it is me. I did an interview in England. Maybe I did.
Are you not English? Are you American born?
Yeah.
Shit. Then
There's another Alex Walker?
yeah.
You're
who
kidding.
does improv.
I
Because
can't
they
wait to
talked
find them.
about, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll have to go and...
Okay. So you don't have a British accent that you've covered up. You're just
I
straight
wish
up
I
American.
did. Yeah, I could try and do a British accent. Yeah, my name's Alex Walker from Essex, 35 years old. I'm here
There
to
you
find
go.
love on Love Island. No.
Oh my God.
Okay, but that's like the greatest compliment. To be like assumed non-American, like, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'm so annoyed at myself. But also, I've had like this over the last, I'd say it's now like a 3-month streak of the guests that I have on have names that are so fucking
common.
popular.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I don't know, maybe this is this person, maybe not.
I have to find this person. I have to do a duo with Alex Walker from Cambridge. Oh my gosh. Okay, so
And see,
was it a
this is
good
how-
interview?
It was a written interview.
Oh, it
so
was?
It'll be
Okay.
easy enough to find it and share it with
Yes.
you, and you'll be like, no, this is my evil clone.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I wonder if I agree with anything they said.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Damn
that's
it.
so funny.
Now I kind of wish, pull up the whatever. Okay. So you've also never been in a German TV series in that case.
No, but ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch sprechen.
No way.
Ja, ich hatte in 2011 Deutschland studiert. I minored in
Wow.
German. But I was never on a German TV show that I
Oh my
remember.
God.
But there's a lot of times that I forget things that I've done. So it's possible that in college maybe I did stumble upon.
Maybe you are British or you
I just don't remember.
don't remember.
Yeah, it's possible. I've gone to a lot of magic shows with like
Oh, like the hypnotist.
yes,
type of
so
things?
maybe they've
yeah.
maybe I'm actually like, 88 years old. I don't even remember. I've been cryogenically frozen so often. Oh my gosh.
And this is the fun of talking to an improviser.
Yeah.
Is we're just gonna go all over the place.
Oh, for
and,
sure.
Just whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. But I do know you have taught improv.
I have.
You are a
Yes.
theater performer.
Yes.
Like from a young
Sort of.
age. Okay.
Well, actually, I wanted to do theater. And I remember in 9th grade, I was in drama class. I think his name was Mr. Palumbo. And I remember auditioning for a part in a play. And the part had a lisp. And I have a lisp. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm going to nail it. And I remember doing the audition. And when I didn't get cast, I was like, I hate theater. I'll never do theater.
no.
And so I turned my back on it. I never did it in high school, which is so presumptuous that I just assumed I don't need to be a good actor as long as I have a lisp. Like, why? I don't even have to act. And it wasn't until after college that I was like, why am I not performing? I love making people laugh.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How funny.
I
So
know.
where did you grow up?
Okay, I grew up outside of Atlanta, North Atlanta, called Woodstock, Georgia.
Okay.
And yeah, I started doing improv at Dad's Garage in 2014. Oh my God, 11 years ago.
Huh.
Yeah, so I started taking classes
Wow.
there. Did that for a year before I moved to Austin.
Huh.
And then just kind of like hit the ground running,
Okay.
taking classes at Hideout. Pretty much everywhere in town. Merlin Works, Cold Town, Institution at the time. I actually took my free class at the New Movement, which used to be Fallout way, way back. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was it that got you to Dad's Improv as like the first?
I think, yeah, it was like right after college, maybe a couple years. Hated the job I was in. Didn't really have like a direction. I'd always loved SNL, of course. And I always loved Whose Line. Mad TV was like a huge influence growing up. I was like, why am I not doing anything? I've always been interested in this.
Oh.
And so I just signed up for a class and haven't stopped since then. Yeah.
Okay. Did you? So now and you signed on to this.
Yeah.
You agree that the absurd character is like
Yeah.
one of your favorite things,
Yes.
and it's definitely a strong suit
Yeah.
for you. Is that something that you started out with, or do you think that as you got more and more comfortable with
Yeah.
improv, you?
I think as I got more and more comfortable in kind of finding who I am or what works best for me, I think I embraced it more. Because especially at the Hideout, a lot of what we worked on was like story spine and narrative and like once upon a time and every day until one day. And so you really work on like developing this like normalcy and like collaborating on like a story. And a lot of times it would be very grounded. So I remember we did a main stage show that was all based on like Tennessee Williams inspired plays, which is very serious. Like there are funny moments in his plays, but by and large, like they're very serious and dramatic. So a lot of like my first experience with improv was very like grounded theater kind of work. And then kind of like later, I felt like I kind of grew more comfortable to be absurd.
Do you have a favorite, aside from Billy,
Yeah.
who probably was born on an improv stage?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite absurd character
Yeah.
memory?
Probably I love to do, and this is totally inspired by Maria Pond, who is also in Fuck This Week in Garage.
Okay.
Because she has a niece that's got a real Southern accent. She goes, "What? I want some water." And so I totally like was inspired by Maria because I wanted to mirror her in scenes in Fuck This Week. And so I started to try and do like a Southern kid. And I call him, I actually don't know if he has a name, but I'll go, "Hey, everybody, it's me, Billy. What's going on?" I think I solidified it in, I was in a play directed by Colin Romero called Sex, aka Wieners and Boobs. Okay. And that was in 2020, right before the pandemic hit. I forget who wrote that. That's bad of me. But I got to play like a little kid there. That's probably like my favorite. Yeah, I'll just pull that out anytime I can.
Yeah. Maria's funny to watch too.
Yeah.
Because she just looks, she looks like she's 16.
Yes.
And then she comes up with some
most
absurd
wackadoodle, wild characters. Yeah. Everything she does is so perfect. Yeah.
So theater.
Yeah.
Sketch.
Yes.
But I have to because it's just my comedy muscle, my podcast muscle. Stand up. Why are you still afraid of it?
I think there is a part of me. I think why I'm so drawn to like characters and sketch and improv is I get to play anything other than myself, and it's a big team, right? There's like 4 or 5 other people. So if the crowd isn't resonating with me or I'm having an off day, my team can kind of step in, wipe me, edit me, or support me or build me up so that it ends up being better. Yeah. Whereas I feel like with stand-up, you're just there by yourself. Yeah. And it's a lot of work to get the crowd on your side, especially if it's like a really dissatisfied or disgruntled, like they're there just to heckle, and no one can really like help you or save you. So I think that does scare me, and I think like the bar is a lot higher with stand-up. If I'm an audience member, I know that you've written this down, you've had a chance to rehearse it numerous times, like unless it's, hey, I'm trying these out for the first time, it's like I already am coming in with a really high expectation. Whereas with improv, it's like, hey, you and I are building this together. Nothing is pre-written. You're giving me a one-word suggestion, and when the lights come up, we're going to build this world together. Yeah. So I think you kind of get away with a lot more, and it's okay if you like swing for the fences and like kind of miss. You can just wipe the scene and start over, and then just rebuild, like blow that world up, and let's build a new one. Yeah. Or like, all right, y'all didn't like that. Let's get a different suggestion. So.
Yeah, and for anybody that's listening that's like expecting to hear a focus on stand-up, that is a very different world, and it's always interesting to talk to stand-ups and what they think about improv. Yeah. And some of them find it terrifying.
Yeah, which blows my mind. I'm like, really? Because I'm like, it's so easy. Because I think the expectation is so low. It's like, okay, the suggestion is beans when the lights come up. And then like you could just say, I love beans, and the crowd will eat it up. Yeah. And you're like, that's it. And it's like you can work on a joke about beans for years and it never land. Right.
Yeah. How funny. Okay, so what made you move to Austin?
Yeah, I visited in 2014. Okay. And it was like a magical weekend. I think it was like Labor Day or something. So we like paddleboarded. We went on the Greenbelt. We floated the river. We went to a music festival. It was like,
oh wow,
all the quintessential Austin things. And I was visiting my best friend who I grew up next door to, and I was like, this is like a magical place. I was like, and I'd never lived in a place where the city was like built around water and that it was like nature was so accessible. I was like, yeah, it was a no-brainer. So I was like, yeah, I'd never lived anywhere outside of Georgia. So yeah.
Okay. And how long did it take before you started exploring the improv scene?
One day.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember I drove on February 8th. On February 9th, I joined a soccer team. And then, like, that Tuesday, I started my classes at Hideout. Like, I'd already pre-registered,
Wow.
like, probably a month
Oh
before.
my gosh.
Yeah, I just knew.
You're not wasting time.
Yeah.
And you eventually you taught at Hideout for a
Yeah,
period.
so I wasn't, yeah, and
This is Dr. Google's research.
I know.
So, you know.
I'm not like, I feel like I can't really claim it because I was mostly like a TA for people, and it would only like fill in. But I have done, I think probably like corporate workshops more so. And then even at my 9 to 5 job, sometimes I'll do like an improv session for them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Which,
how is that?
having a 9 to 5 on top of this.
Well,
Or-
that I could.
Yeah.
That I know about.
Yeah.
Trying to pursue your creative
Yeah.
interests while working
Yeah.
a non-creative job, but like getting into that corporate workshop and even doing something at work.
It could be so chaotic. Probably the most recent time was exactly what you'd expect. It was my direct team. And so our director was like, I want everyone liquored up. And I was like, that's a bad idea. I don't think we should do that. You don't really need to mix liquor and improv. She was like, no. Like, let's do happy hour first. And I was also in charge of buying all the drinks. So some people were like, a little too inebriated. I don't really think anyone needs liquid courage, like once you do like one warm up. But I think everyone is a natural improviser. Everyone should do it or take like a class or workshop. Because you're funnier than you think you are, and there's like the whole truth in comedy thing. If you just say the obvious, it's going to be funny. So everyone did really well. But yeah, there are definitely some people that I was like, ooh, I'm going to stop you right there because I can tell where this is going.
Oh, boy.
You're trying really hard to be funny, and you're going to regret that later.
Yeah. Well, I'm almost done with the Cold Town classes.
Yes.
And it is funny, like the things like if we had this conversation before I had started improv, I'd be like, okay, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
But now, because I've kind of
You've
lived
done
it,
yeah.
I get it. Like, you don't try to be funny.
Yeah.
You just, the top of your intelligence kind of thing.
Yeah.
The being grounded, the funny will show up inevitably.
Oh, inevitably. Yeah, just having, like, just even playing yourself on stage and just stating the absurd, you're like, okay, well, that's crazy. And the audience is like, yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, I believe that too. That's how I would act.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, so you started improv right away at Hideout, and then you no doubt got involved with the other theaters.
Yes.
And you took classes at the other.
Yeah.
Are you one of the EGOTs?
No, I didn't do all 5. I didn't do all 5. Yeah, I did like all 6 levels at Hideout, and then sometimes there's like a 7th one that's offered like at random. And so I think I did like 3 levels at the institution. I did musical improv at Merlin Works, like 101, maybe 102, and then sketch writing at Cold Town. So yeah, but never really graduated anywhere other than Hideout.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this may be a mean question, but so do you think that the classes helped you, or do you think that the classes were an excuse to let yourself like do the crazy things?
Both. Because I think the hardest part is nobody plays pretend anymore. Nobody is playful, right? As you like cross over into adulthood, you have to be serious and like, oh, that's weird. Why are you pretending to lick your butt? You're not a cat. And because like we have that muscle and we're so good at playing pretend and make believe as kids. And so I think the first part of those classes is breaking that down. And so like not feeling absurd or stupid or silly. Like nothing can hurt me or embarrass me anymore. Like I've performed for 2 people. Like you can't hurt me. So I do think one, it's just like building that muscle back up and like getting comfortable. Like, I'm going to pretend I'm a foot. And then 2, like learning the rules. I think that I do really love having the rules and like a very formulaic thing so that I can break the rules later. So yeah, I think it was 100% necessary. And I still think that I need to go back and take classes every once in a while. And rehearsing is so important too.
Yeah. Yeah. When did you start like getting the itch to be part of a troupe? And did you have any
Oh
I think the
God.
improv scene kind of morphs over time
Yeah.
as because you're talking about a group of 5 to 10 people, and lives change, things
Yeah.
change, they disband, whatever. Did you have like a favorite troupe that you or show that you would see in those like
Oh my gosh.
mid 2010s?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I wonder if they're still around. Yeah, it's crazy because like you go through typically all 6 levels with the same people. So almost right away, inevitably, you guys are going to start a troupe, whether you really like those people or not, or really if you even connect with them on like
Yeah.
an improv level. And I think I had like 2 or 3 troupes like right away. And at the time, there was a lot of it was very, I wouldn't say easy to get stage time, but there were opportunities for the community to like sign up. And it was called like the Threefer at the Hideout, where like 3 improv troupes could go on. And then like when we used to do Good Fight, right, there'd always be like an opening troupe. So yeah, I feel like I've been a part of so many improv troupes. It's hard to remember.
Wow.
Yeah, it is kind of wild. But growing up in the Hideout, I probably watched mostly P-Graph.
Okay.
And I think they used to perform mostly on Fridays. Now on Thursdays, I could have their schedule wrong. And then of course, anytime I got to Cold Town, Loverboy for sure was really fun. Midnight Society, those were like probably the ones that I watched the most.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like P-Graph may be the longest
I
running
think
troupe in
so.
Austin.
I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to be able to say like the parallelophonograph.
I know. I wanted to say it, but I was like, oh,
Yeah,
Valerie, you're going to have to edit this
I
parallelophonograph. I might
think
have that
that's
right. I
it.
think it's right. I don't
That's
know.
right. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
interviewed Roy, and he had to say it, and I had to learn to say
Yeah.
it. So
Oh, Roy's such a saint of a human and
Yeah.
such a legend. Yeah.
yeah, and Hideout is going through like a big shift right now.
Oh,
with-
it's really heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know a space is just a space, but yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, there's something about knowing, like, just me randomly, if I'm downtown,
just,
I
like,
could just go hang
pop
out
in.
at the
Yeah.
Hideout and go, the cafe is
Yeah.
very nice and relaxing.
Yeah.
and-
And it's also such like an indicator of like where we are as a city as well, where you're like, oh no, we really are pushing arts further and further, and it's so hard
yeah,
to sustain.
yeah, yeah. And, Fallout just finished its Harvest Fest,
Yes.
and Cold Town is hanging on to that space
Yeah.
as long as it can. Yeah, it is a tough.
It's such a bummer. People move here for the art and the culture, yet there is nothing here to like help support
Yeah,
the culture.
right.
Yeah.
Well, on that bummer note,
Yeah.
let's pivot. So, tell me about was there something? When did Fuck This Week in Garage become
Oh.
part of your life?
My life,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Fuck This Week it's since 2017 for me. I know, yeah, it's been a long time.
Wow.
I can't remember when it started. Either it started in 2015 or 2016. And I was not an original cast member. I was added later. And I remember like auditioning for it and didn't get it, which was like totally fine because I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense. You guys are like incredible. And then eventually like a space opened up and I was able to get on. And yeah, I
Do you
just
remember when that was?
I want to say it had to have been either end of 2016. It had to have been I think 2016.
Oh, so it's almost 10 years. You've been
Yeah,
part of
almost
it.
10 years, which
Wow.
is hard to believe because I remember when I got my current job, being in the green room and telling people that I got my current job and being really excited. And I started that job in 2017. So I must have been a part of it. Yes, it would have been the summer of like August 2016 is when I got into Fuck This Week. Because I think it was after one of the members moved up to Portland or Seattle rather. Yep, that's it.
Wow.
So coming up on 10 years. That's
a-
crazy.
Yeah, I know. It's like this podcast.
What the? I know. Oh my God, they're preteens.
Wow, and I'm admitting this on record,
Yeah.
I've yet to see the show.
Well, don't worry. At the rate we're going, we'll be on for another 10 years if we're lucky.
Yeah. So who are your castmates?
Okay, so we are a total of 11 right now. So we have Carlos, Chris, and Frank. They are the only three OG members.
Ooh.
Yes. So they've been in it, I guess, probably 11 years now. And then we have Stephanie Vasquez Fonseca,
Okay.
Chloe Ingram, and myself. And then we just added four others: Louis Birdsong, JP Brimmer, Danny Gonzalez, and Mace Kerwick. And I'm missing Maria Pond. Maria's the fourth longest member on there. Yeah.
Wow.
So 11 of us total. Yeah.
10 years. That's
10 years.
a really long
It's a
time.
long time. It's
yeah.
like, yeah, very storied. Yeah.
Yeah. And just for the people that don't know, like the idea is people from the audience brings like a story,
Yeah.
a terrible story from their week.
Yeah.
And then you guys.
We make, So we'll ask for audience volunteers. Hopefully something shitty has happened. And we get a full range, right? We've gotten very serious stuff like, parents dying, grandparents dying unexpectedly, and like really petty things. Like my roommate stole my sweater and she like won't admit it, or I don't know, a lot of stuff about cars usually, and then a lot of things about indigestion. Those like primarily our top two stories.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you roll your eyes at each other when you hear an indigestion or stomach?
You know what? It's funny because we just had a rehearsal this morning and Chris said the funniest thing because our coach was asking us, like, when people were telling these stories, like, what is it that you pull inspiration from? And Chris was like, well, I specifically listen for any time they say pee or poop and I lock in on that. So it just kind of happens all the time that like... But we used to get a lot of car stories, and we used to have a member, Chadwick, and he would always say, does a car have a name? So we still ask that question. We're like, in tribute to Chadwick. But yeah, that's pretty much the premise.
Yeah.
And then we'll ask follow-up questions and like lights up, lights down, and then go from there.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think we're going to get to Garage in a bit, but what do you think you've learned as a performer from just that show alone? This week.
I feel like I'm still learning all the
10 years
time.
on.
I know, 10 years on. And it's funny because I look back and I feel like I was still such a baby when I joined. And I remember feeling such imposter syndrome and so nervous. And am I going out too much, or am I taking up space, or is this even funny? I think editing is a gift. I think that's with Fuck This Week. The attempt is to be quick. Like we will go on runs, but it's not a narrative. It's not long form, right? It's Armando. And so I'm trying to learn that like I would rather a scene be cut short with a big laugh rather than letting it linger. So I think owning that, and like, because I used to hate to wipe. Like I don't want to wipe a scene. Like, oh my, are they going to be mad at me if I edit them or tag them out? But I think probably editing as a gift is probably like the biggest one there. Yeah. And just probably finding my voice with Fuck This Week is probably what I've taken away the most from it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do, I didn't warn you about this ahead of time. We're going to do this little intermission with this card game.
Oh my gosh,
okay.
Yay.
So where should we begin is a card game by Esther Perel. She's like famous psychologist. And I've got two cards here.
Okay.
You're going to point to the one that you want me to read to you.
Okay.
So point to one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're going to read the other one to me first.
Okay.
And then I'll read yours.
Okay. Lately, I've been getting better at...
Nothing? No. Using task lists?
Okay.
I don't know. I'm constantly in my phone saying the words O followed by a K, followed by, a certain search engine, and saying, add this task at this day, just to keep my life straight.
That's good.
Between the podcast, between the improv show, between classes, between my full-time job, between, keeping a house, it's too much.
Yeah,
so,
it's hard to not overcommit.
Yeah.
And then to remember everything that you said yes to.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like I'm getting better, but my boyfriend is like, you do too much.
You do too much.
I'm like, I know.
Do less. But it's so hard. How could we not? Everything's interesting. Wait, can I ask you what your zodiac sign is?
Sagittarius.
I knew it.
No.
I knew it. I knew it
Really?
because everything is interesting to a Sagittarius,
Yes,
and it's like,
yes. This is why I'm doing this
yes,
podcast.
because you're in pursuit of knowledge, right? You're
Yep.
the explorer, and so you learn by doing.
Wow, I feel seen,
Yeah,
Alex.
well,
Oh my gosh.
I'm also Sagittarius. So wait, when's your birthday?
the 4th.
I'm the 3rd.
No way.
Yes,
Oh my
dude,
God.
that's crazy. You know, Ozzy Osbourne, also Sagittarius. So is Britney Spears.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Wow.
Pretty-
Late Ozzy.
I know. May he rest in peace.
You know who has the same birthday as
Who?
me? I think it's Jay-Z.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a Sagittarius. Wow. Because I know my coworker Andrew has the same birthday as you, but I was like, you don't know him, and nobody else on this podcast would. But
Well, all right.
shout out Andy Milo.
Way to go, Sagittarius. Okay. All right. Alex, your question is, in my recurring dream, I am...
Oh,
dot, dot, dot.
this is sad.
Oh,
Usually
no.
when I have recurring dreams, it's I'll like alternate between two of them.
Okay.
And it's something is not going well. The one that probably, which one happens? Okay, the one that happens the most, but it has not happened in a while, is in the dream, I am driving in a car. I'm the driver, and it's like a light rain, but the rain starts to pick up, and it becomes like one of those like driving rains where you can't see. And so I like in the dream, I put the windshield wipers on as high as I can go, but they just cannot keep up. And I'm like, okay, in that case, I'll try and brake. But as much as I try and stretch my leg to brake, the brakes get further and further away. And then I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll just put it in park, or I'll change the gear or something. But I can't move it, and then that starts to float away, and then like so does like the steering wheel. So like everything, like I keep trying to like pull the car over or steer it, and then I wake up. That's like my recurring dream. So I guess it's a nightmare.
Yeah. Because when I hear that, I think, oh, you're losing control over everything.
Yes. So I think it's usually a reflection of like something in my life is not going right, or I'm stressed out and I don't have control.
Yeah.
And so then it manifests in that dream. But it's been a minute. The other one that I have, it's usually if I'm in a relationship with someone I shouldn't be in. I wake up and it's my wedding day and everything is wrong.
Oh, no.
And it's like nothing that I would have wanted. And I'm like, what do you mean I'm getting married? And like, to who? And like, where is this wedding? And like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Wow.
Anyways, nightmares.
Okay. Nightmares. Yeah.
I know I don't really have a recurring happy dream, just nightmares. Yeah. Do you have a recurring dream?
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I've never been the recurring dream kind
Really?
of person.
Try eating chocolate right before bed.
Oh, man.
Ice cream.
Yeah, I already do.
You do, and you're not
I do.
interesting. I love the psychology behind dreams. Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if I wish I had more, but, I'm sure I do. It's just I don't.
Yeah.
Very rarely do I wake up thinking, oh, I remember this dream.
yeah. I've always wanted to write mine down in a dream journal because I think the idea of lucid dreaming would be cool. But then I saw a scary movie how like this like little boy gets trapped in his dream in like this other plane of existence and like basically goes to a coma, and his dad has to figure out how to lucid dream to go find and retrieve his child. So now I'm like too scared to lucid dream. It's too powerful.
Oof. Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. I got enough on my plate.
yeah. I don't need to fuck with the dream world, okay? You're subconscious? No thanks.
Okay. Let's get back to improv.
Yes.
And you have a partnership in a way with the great Angelina Martin.
Oh, I
with
love her.
Garage. And I have
Yes.
seen you in Slide in the DMs.
Yes.
But I don't know. Are you like a cast member of
Yes.
Slide in the DMs?
Yes,
Okay.
and like a slight producer, but it's 100% like Angelina's brainchild and her creation. She's a total genius. And then myself and Stephanie Vasquez Fonseca help her with like booking, promotions. Mostly I just make the slide decks. But yeah, she came up with that idea. I think, it was 7 years ago. We just celebrated the 7-year anniversary because she used to do she took classes at Haida as well and used to do main stages there. She's an incredible improviser, and nobody knows that, but I've said it here first, folks. Angelina Martin is an improviser first, stand-up comedian second. Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
But yeah, it's that perfect blend of like stand-up, improv, and just storytelling.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's slide in the DMs.
Yeah.
But Garage, how long has Garage been?
So Garage has been on since before the pandemic, and I was not an original cast member of that either. I'm trying to remember when it started. I'm going to say 2018.
Okay.
And I think I was added
So about the same time.
about
They
the
both
same time.
Slide in the DMs and Garage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I was added either towards the end of 2019 or the beginning of 2020, because I remember me and Ariel Leggett were added at the same time, and and Molly Moore. We had like a few shows, and we were like, "Yay, the momentum is growing!" And then the pandemic happened, and we didn't perform together for another year and a half. So I was like a part of Garage, but not performing for a long time. But I think we still did a retreat, but no improv. Yeah.
Okay. And if people don't know what Garage is, I know their tagline is like all female, non-binary cast.
Yeah.
It feels more like just kind of a standard traditional improv format show. You get a suggestion, then you see scenes.
Yeah, so it's called a monopop.
Okay.
Or at least that's what we try and do. Sometimes we don't really nail it. But yeah, we'll get a suggestion of like an artist or a musician. And we kind of do a living room style up top. So we hear what the song is, because some of us don't know the artist or the song, and we'll be like, okay, well, like, what does that song remind you of? Or like, what does this artist remind you of? Or what does this mean to you? Because we want to get like personal stories. I think we all find like much more inspiration in like, oh, that reminds me of a summer camp I went to, as opposed to like, I don't really know anything about Madonna and I can't play Madonna. And then, lights up, lights down. And so the idea is there's like a source scene, and you always come back to that same source scene. You pretty much almost always play like the same characters. And so like, okay, we're at a summer camp. You're a camp counselor. I'm a camper. And then anyone can come in and out of the scene. You can leave the scene. And sometimes you'll see like a tag out. Like if you reference, well, back in kindergarten, it's like, oh, let's see that. So we'll like do a run, explore that character. But we always come back to like the summer camp with the camp counselor and so that's what it should be. So it is sort of long form and narrative. It's not really short form per se. But yeah. It's monopop.
Okay. All right. I've never put a label to it. And even though I've learning or have learned supposedly the different formats.
There's so many.
Never thought. There are so many.
Yeah, because there's mono scenes where it will just be one scene. Everyone's the same character. And people can come in and off, but we do monopop. So you can pop in, pop out, but always returning to the mono scene.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really helpful.
Yeah.
Because I have enjoyed watching Garage. I've seen Garage a few times and have just loved how you do the tag in, tag outs, and kind of move things along from that source scene. I'm like, oh man, this is what I aspire to.
It's like my favorite format because I think it gives you so much freedom. I love narrative a lot, but it's also as a character, if I'm like struggling to like inform myself, if somebody gives me the gift of a tag out or a pop out and we explore my character, when I get back to the mono scene, I'm like, oh, well, now I know I have this thing I'm grounded on. Like we just saw what I was like growing up, or we saw my mom and dad. And now back in this mono scene, I can inform my character. Yeah.
Yeah. Very
I
cool.
love it.
All right, and then slide in the DMs. That one is I love the social media angle. It's like it's a really horny improv
show. Very horny, very blue. And it's so interesting because it's like it's once a month. It's Saturday night prime time, and we get just a whole range of audiences. It could be like bachelorette parties, or people on dates a lot of times. Very rarely do we get families, but it's always interesting to see the reaction. By and large, people are ready for like a horny show, but every now and then you get an audience that's like, oh, I brought my mom to this, like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. I was like, oh, you are not our target audience. But
so the memorable scene that when you came to my attention was in a slide in the DM show. It was maybe a year or two ago. I feel like it was like when people were starting to feel like, oh, we can come out again. Go back out, It was at this really cool art space.
Oh.
On the east side,
right next to King B. Future Front.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And I can't remember. So the concept of the show is you have a stand-up who does a short set, and then they come back on. They talk about like DMs that they've gotten, or and I can't remember who the stand-up was, but the whole concept was like a blow-up doll.
Yes.
And you just like let people carry you around.
Yeah.
I'm like, how wild is that?
Yeah.
Like,
I love to be a prop. I love to be picked up, thrown around. Like, I love physicality. I love a stage combat. Like, any opportunity to pratfall or like pretend that someone's beating the shit out of me, or that I love big physicality. And it's funny because Steph and Angelina and I all kind of started at Hideout. There used to be like a game that we would play called Alex as a prop, so they know that I'm like very much, I love that. So yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Anytime I can be a blow up doll, yeah.
Which, as a, with not my background as a stand up, but with my most focus on stand up, to see somebody that is willing to just be so physical, it's like, wow. Yeah. People could do that?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. And I think like I'm trying to think of probably because I love like Kristen Wiig. I felt like she was a very physical. But Mad TV, I forget I'm bad with celebrities' names, but I felt like when they embody a character with their whole body and their physicality, it's so much more believable and it's so much more enjoyable. And I think that's why like if I'm going to come play a character, I want to change everything. Like how I walk on stage. Do I lead with my knees or my chest or my toes? Like how does this character stand? And like how does that inform me as a character? Am I proud and confident, or am I like slouchy and like kind of self-conscious? Yeah, wow. I love.
Very cool.
I love improv.
I could tell.
Yeah, I'm kind of obsessed.
All right, well, let's shift gears to this character.
Oh my God, yes.
Billy.
Yes.
Tell us about Billy.
Oh, my name is Billy the Puppet. Okay, so actually, this was a total bit. I guess it was like 2 years ago now. I thought it would be funny during Halloween to watch every single Saw movie, and there are 10.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's stupid. That's absurd. That in and of itself, I was like, 10. Oh my God.
One's enough.
It's one enough. And so I would like post or like live, not like live stream, but like post every day. And people are like, you're insane. And I do think it altered my brain chemistry a little bit. And like in this like dream state, I was like, wouldn't it be so funny if that little doll was a professional cyclist? And then there was like this, it was called Jazz Queens. My friend Lindsay Beltran runs. She was like, you should do a character. I was like, okay, well, I've been playing around with this idea of like Billy the doll, which that's his actual name in the script is Billy the doll. I was like, what if I'm him and I'm in like cycling shorts and like a cycling jersey and like I've been doing Tour de France. And so that's the whole premise. That's like where it came from. Okay. And I like did it a few times in shows like Fallout Tonight. And then some other comedians knew that they were going to do Fringe Festival this year, and they're like, you should just apply. And I was like, well, I kind of have like a half-baked idea. I didn't think I'd get in at all. I was like, this is so dumb. And so I like submitted it, and I got offered, like, you basically pay to play, but I was like, no one's gonna want to give me stage time in their programming. And then I did, and I was like, well, I guess I'm doing this now. So yeah. Wow. Then basically since January of 2025, I've been like trying to workshop and kind of just like put something together, and then I did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Which is kind of a cool thing about improv, that you can like just land on a random idea and then build
and
on
devise it.
Or a crazy notion like seeing 10
movies and being like, if this is true, what else is true? Yeah. And then like, let's play with that. Yeah. And I think that's a fun part about improv. It gives you that devising skills. And like, there's so many of these scenes that we'll do that I'm like, those are great premises. We should start writing them down. But again, I feel like we're in not a fugue state, but like we black out on stage. Yeah. And then you kind of forget what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So what is your favorite thing about Billy the character, and what is your least favorite thing about Billy the character?
My favorite thing, oh wow, there's a lot. He was really like recognizable. And it was good and bad. It was good in that people were like, oh my God, I remember. And then bad on the other side, because a lot of people are like, well, I don't like horror films and I don't like scary. So they had a preconceived notion of what the show was about. But what I liked is I got to explore. He's trying to like, basically in the show, he's trying to like reintegrate back into society, and he's trying to convince that he's like, I'm different, I'm a changed doll, but he's like still warped. He's still kind of fucked up. And so there's a lot of opportunity in the show to like play with the audience. And he like tried to give advice. And so like, what is his viewpoint? So I think that was my favorite part, is like looking through his lens of like, we know that he wants to play a game. And like, if he thinks that these are games and this is fun, like what else is true? Like what else does he think? Like he's trying his best, but you're like, hey man, that's actually not very helpful. You know? So that was probably my favorite thing, is like trying to view things through his perspective, and respond in that way. And then, yeah, the least favorite thing, I did realize that it was very like almost painting myself in a corner, is like, it was still very niche, right? So there was still a lot of like freedom and liberties that I could take, but I was still very much like, I don't know, kind of locked in on things. And there is a part of me that feels like, was it cheap to like just use a character that already kind of exists, even though, yeah, I like made up a huge backstory. There are a lot of other shows where it was like a totally novice and like original character they came up with. So there's a part of me that's like, oh, was that low hanging fruit, or like, am I...
Or training wheels.
Yeah. Or is it training wheels? And that's what I tried to tell myself, is I'm like, hey, at least you did it. Yeah. It got out there. Is it the best thing you're ever going to do? Probably not. Yeah. But yeah, I did it. And I feel like I grew, and I'm like, I knew I was going to grow. So yeah.
Yeah. And just overall, what about your experience going to this crazy big festival?
Yes. Oh, man, I feel like I learned so much. I think some of the biggest things is, if I don't care how big the audience is, the audience doesn't care how big the audience is. And it's so easy to be disappointed and let that show and let that inform. But if you're excited and you're jazzed, they don't give a shit. Yeah. I feel like I became a better host because I'd never done anything solo before, hence like why I never do stand up. Yeah. And so it was really challenging, because I had to learn how to like really win over an audience. A UK audience was very different, you know, like what worked, what didn't work. And I had no one else to help me out. So it was like very much like, okay. Sometimes I had to like white knuckle through a lot of shows, but we got there. So
yeah, that how terrifying was it? Because we started off our conversation with how you love improv because of the team element, the support element. Yeah. You're on that stage halfway across the world by yourself. Yeah. In like full makeup.
Insane. Yeah. Yeah, it was crazy because at the beginning I didn't really know how it was going to go. And every day you pretty much, and like for the 3 days that led up to like my opening night, I would usually put my full face on and do my, like I would ride that tricycle around on cobblestone, which was like not good for my back at all. Man. But I felt like I was getting really ripped. And like try and promote it, because I didn't know anyone there. I have no fan base. I'm like no one. Yeah. And so you're trying to like convince people and you every day you have no idea who's going to show up. Like you can kind of check pre-sales and get an idea, but you just do not know. Like I think my smallest was like 4 people. One show got canceled. And my largest was like 44 people. And my venue held like 46 or something like that. You just don't know how they're going to respond. I had an opening video, like hello, my name is Billy the Doll. And if the audience was laughing during that, I kind of already knew like, oh, they're into it. They've got some background or they've seen Saul. But if they weren't laughing and it was crickets, it was like, oh, God. Oh, God. They don't know what this is about. I had one bad review, which I thought was kind of funny because I don't know what they were expecting. And they're like, the description of the show didn't really match up. It was false advertising. I'm like, there's no way. I think they were expecting literally like Saw the movie like done, but in theater format. I was like, I'm not actually going to kill anyone on stage. It's a comedy. But yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Well, yeah. You never know what the audience.
Yeah. But yeah, it was crazy, but I loved it every fucking day. I couldn't believe I got to do it every day. I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it? Obviously you had to kind of detox and come back to reality coming home, but has it inspired in you a wish to go back, develop something?
Yeah, it felt like I was at a summer camp or like a boot camp in a way. And I was so inspired by everybody's shows that I saw. And I feel like I got to see shows that gave me like a North Star of like, oh, this is where I want to go. That's the kind of comedian I want to be. And that's the kind of art I want to make. And I have a lot of ideas that I'm kicking around. I thought I would come back and get to work immediately, and I have not. So I've not put like any pen to paper. But I can't imagine Fringe not being in my life. Like I want to do it every year if I could, but it's also like, oh my God, it's so expensive. I hope I can kind of conjure up an idea. I'm toying around with like 2 at the moment, but I also don't want to force myself to like just pick the first idea that comes along. I'm like, because even though I made it happen, I think it would be better to like have a more fully baked idea and then apply versus like, here's a thought. And then the next 8 months, I'm going to try and figure out it. Yeah. But I would love for it to be a part of my life every year. Yeah.
Yeah. And there are people that definitely.
They do it every year.
Every single year.
And it's incredible. And I'm like, I don't know how they keep. But I think once you like get into the habit of that, right, it's probably easier. So.
Yeah, because you figure out the natural timeline that your brain has to work with in order to, brainstorm.
Yeah, and what matters and what doesn't matter. Like I over-rotated on the amount of stickers I brought. Let me tell you, the amount of swag I had. Don't know, did not need to do all that. Oh my God, my bags were so heavy. That's still so funny to me. I brought a lot of props over as well. Not a single customs agent wanted to look at my bag. And there were knives in there.
What?
Yeah, a lot of knives. They were dull, but they were like huge butcher knives. And like nobody.
How funny.
Yeah. My theater that I did it at, they were more concerned. They made me get a lockbox for them.
Huh. For the dull knives.
Which is crazy. I ended up getting a mailbox at like their local Home Depot equivalent. And then after every show, I had to wipe the fake blood off of them. And they were still like wet. And I'd have to put them in this mailbox, lock them up and give them the key. It was so, so nuts.
Funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Is there anything we haven't talked about that you want people to know about you?
Man, I don't know. I don't think so. I think those are like the big things. Yeah. Like, fuck this week, garage, slide the DMs. Hopefully I can start to get more into clown. I feel like we're starting to really create that as well. I feel like we've got a very well established like stand-up, improv, sketch scene, or like there's paths and avenues and shows and places for that. And now I think we're starting to hear more about clowning. And even I still am struggling. I'm like, am I a clown? Do I do clowning?
You strike me as a clown.
I think I've never been like formally trained, but I definitely like the shows that stuck with me the most were the clowning shows at Edinburgh. So I think that's like the future.
And Fallout has a nice clown
garden, clown classing,
night. Yeah. And then they bring Zach.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to say his last name because if you don't know who Zach is, then you don't understand clowning.
You don't even understand clowning. Yeah. I got to see Stamptown, I think once or twice at Fringe, but also every time they're in Austin, I go and see them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like next level. And then a lot of the acts that they brought on at Fringe had their own shows. So then I got to go see their like full class. It was mind blowing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. That makes me want to go just for that part.
And that's the thing that, Ivy Lee, so she had literally just moved to Germany. She's like, well, I might as well just like pop over to Scotland. And that was one thing that I didn't realize about Fringe is you don't even have to have a show or a show run because there's like 2 sides of it. There's the free Fringe where you like perform at like a pub or like these venues that don't charge anything and it's all donation based. But there's also these variety shows that people are putting on. So if you just go there as a solo artist, like a stand-up, you can just get on shows. And that's what Ivy did. Like Ivy rolled in, I think like got on like 3 or 4 shows a day. And that's also an option for anyone interested. But even just going and watching was crazy. But yeah, I ended up getting to do a few improv shows while I was over there as well.
Neat.
Yeah. It was cool.
Man. Okay. I'll put that on my bucket list.
Yes.
And you had an amazing time. I could, from the pictures.
I loved
with
it.
Holly and Mimi were with you guys.
And I got to be better friends with them, which was so cool. And I got to watch them. We were so lucky in that we had like 4 of us. And so we already sort of kind of had like our own cohort and community and like built-in support system. And a lot of people don't have that. And it's fucking grueling. And I can't imagine going out there by myself. Especially walking around as Jigsaw every day was like kind of embarrassing, but I mean, like, so that was really cool. And I think just to be like single threaded, that never happens. Because when I'm here, obviously I have like my 9-to-5 job, all these other obligations and commitments. And then like, I never get to just focus on art or like a show. So it was really cool to be like, what happens when it is the only thing I get to think about? And so every day I would add something new to the show or like change it. And that was really fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to get...
I know. Somebody's in that prop room.
Yeah.
Who's coming?
Okay. All right. So, you ready for your closing question?
Yes.
Okay. One word to describe your future.
Absurd.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's so perfect.
Yeah. I almost said clown. I'm like either clown or absurd, but yeah.
Yeah. Absurd is broader.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that is a wrap on Comedy Wham presents
you
Alex
so
Walker,
much.
American-born
American-born.
Alex tells where we can find you on social media and promote
Yes.
all of your projects.
Oh my gosh. Pretty much AWalk Stomp, AWALK Stomp, which nobody really remembers the classic A-Town Stomp, which was like an Atlanta dance move, but AWalk Stomp
that's
on
what it
pretty much
is.
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
good. And your shows?
Oh my gosh. Fuck This Week every Monday at 8 p.m. at Fallout Theater, and then Garage every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. also at Fallout Theater. And you can catch Slide in the DMs every first Saturday of the month at 10 p.m. also at Fallout Theater.
Very good. All excellent shows.
Yes.
I will get to Fuck This Week one of these days.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay. Well, we hope you've enjoyed learning about how Alex got to be the comedic genius today, just as much as you heard today, just as much as I have. I should, after 10 years, I should know the line. Okay. This has been Comedy Wham presents Alex Walker. I'm Valerie, and that's been funny. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. That was so fun.